Avenue, and then we'll take it higher.
The Game Sports Show would like to thank an additional sponsor and additional home to the Game Sports Show, Sportscenter Bar and Grill. Sportscenter Bar and Grill, located on 624 Wellington Street West, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Sportscenter rated top sports bar for the second year in a row. At Sportscenter, enjoy their famous 75-cent wing night along with delicious Molson products on tap, along with a great atmosphere and other great food options available as well. SportsCenter Bar and Grill, the Sioux's best sports bar.
Booyah, and it's time for the Game Sports Show, the Twin Sault's only local, regional, and national sports show. We're here live at SportsCenter Bar and Grill. It's yours truly, David McCaig. This is January the 30th, 2019 edition of the Game Sports Show, and as I mentioned, live at SportsCenter Bar and Grill, named for the third year in a row, the Sioux's best sports bar, and we're here for its famous 75-cent wing nights. And it's delicious, those wings, let me tell you. 75 cents for wings. Got to make sure you come on down to SportsCenter Bar and Grill. It's always a lively atmosphere here. We have great food, great beverages, and great service available as well. And Scott Nason will be our board operator tonight. I want to thank you to the listeners for making us a part of your night. We have a very special show, as always, here on the Game Sports Show. However, this is going to be the Super Bowl preview show of our In the Pocket segment, and then we're going to have Nathan Intercontinental Inch come on by in the show, and then we're going to have a round table discussion with a variety of topics between myself, Jamie Antonello, Matt Premo, and hopefully Nathan Inch can come on by to join us for that as well, where we just have a variety of sport topics come up where we chat on our round table here at SportsCenter Bar and Grill. Now, I'm going to make sure you guys, if you're listening to the Game Sports Show, you're probably listening to the show on thegamesportshow.com, thegamesportshow.podbean.com, or through the Scott Nason YouTube channel. You may have also been directed here through our Instagram page at the Game Sports Show SSM. However, if you got here through our Facebook page, which is at the Game Sports Show, make sure you click like on the page if you haven't yet, because at the end of this week on Sunday at the Super Bowl, when the Game Sports Show will be here at SportsCenter Bar and Grill, teaming up with Molson to do a giveaway contest here, as they have a lot of prizes here for the Super Bowl. And also, just in generic, for the Game Sports Show to have our annual Super Bowl party here at SportsCenter Bar and Grill, we're going to be doing a live Facebook draw, where everyone who has liked the Facebook page, their names will be in a hat, and we'll be drawing the names out of the hat for your chance to win a prize, courtesy of all our sponsors here on the Game Sports Show, and some additional prizes through our partners, and just additional prizes in general. Let's just say that it's a lot of different variety of prizes, and I will say again, through our sponsors. So look at our list of sponsors, see what you think the prizes are going to be. Let me tell you right now, just by clicking like and for a chance to have your name drawn to win those prizes, it's a pretty sweet deal. Now, without further ado, I'm going to bring in the fellas here. Jamie Antonello. Jamie, how you doing, sir? Just 24 hours after you see me at Icebreakers. You still got a voice to talk tonight or what?
Oh, yeah, I'm back. It feels a little bit more like home here being at SportsCenter. This is my comfortable atmosphere, but... Yeah, no, lots to talk about. Super Bowl's only 4 days away, so getting excited.
Yeah, Super Bowl, the New England Patriots and the Los Angeles Rams at Super Bowl 53. Now, the other guy sitting directly across from me, great. It's an older face of the show, but definitely it seems kind of new because he's had a couple, almost 2 months off, a month and a half time off on vacation.
Is that a shot at his age, Dave?
No, not a shot of his age. He's familiar with being on the show.
Oh, okay.
He joined us back in June.
I was going to say, you sound like our players in the summer going after
No,
years.
definitely no age. He actually looks younger than I do, Jamie. I'm going to tell you right now.
True.
But Matt Premo, you had your vacation, you had a busy time, and a lot of things go on. Very happy to see you back here on the show for a Super Bowl preview show through our In the Pocket segment. How you doing, sir?
Good. I'd like to thank Dave for the time off. I really appreciate it. It was a long season. We go right from SaberCats in April and then jump into high school to the end. Now we made it to office, so it was to the end of November. So I was going good solid for 8 months, so it was nice to have a couple months off, so I appreciate it. But glad to be back talking Super Bowl. Can't wait to get into it.
Definitely, we've missed you here on the show, but we've had Justin Heichel come on, who was great and who's obviously been here since the start of the show as well, back in 2015 here at SportsCenter Bar and Grill. But we have lots to talk about tonight, like I mentioned. We're going to be having the Super Bowl to talk right off the hop here. We're going to start right where it's hot, okay? And it's the New England Patriots and the Los Angeles Rams. We don't really have a set topics to really discuss here because we're just going to generically talk about the Super Bowl, chances, players, just the media week that went on, and obviously Tom Brady getting there again. And it seems like even if he does win or lose the Super Bowl, that he's going to be playing beyond this season. And I think it's going to be one of the more exciting Super Bowls. I think it's going to be even more exciting than last year, despite the high-scoring affair between the Eagles and Patriots. So we're just going to jump right into it and talk about it, fellas, okay? You got a young Los Angeles Rams team, if you want to go the offensive route, who I think actually have the offensive upper hand on the Patriots. You may think I'm crazy, but when you really think of that offense with Gurley, if he does play up to what he can since the beginning of the season, and you even got Woods, you got the offense with the receivers and Goff. He's had a great year too, and I know you have Gronk with the New England Patriots, just pretty much just one of the biggest names in football, especially in terms of tight end. But I think offensively the Rams have the upper hand. Defensively, am I crazy to say I think the Rams have the upper hand there too? I feel like that they do. Kicking, I think they have a better kicker than New England does. So am I crazy to think that the Los Angeles Rams should be favorites and are the better football team going into Sunday? And I'll start with you, Jamie.
I mean, pretty bold take there a little bit, especially when you consider
the offensive side of the football?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think there's any denying that the Rams have the best D-line in football.
I know Goff's not Brady, but...
Well, here's the thing, though. It's Brady's more or less operated in the same offense. So, like, and he said it himself, like 75% of the offense is the same as when he started in 2001. And most of that's just terminology. So there's a comfortability factor there that's you're never going to get from 2 years in a system, which is what Goff and McVay have. I mean, and McVay takes advantage of the communication that you're allowed to have with the quarterback, and that's part of the reason why they love playing at home, because he calls the play in so fast because you have until 15 seconds left on the play clock to talk to your quarterback. So you can get to the line, run a fake cadence, then he can tell you what he's seeing, and you can communicate with him up till 15. So you can that'd be a dream for us. Like, I can't even imagine if I was able to talk to my quarterback all the way up till like right before we snap the ball, because it'd be just like practice, because in practice I stand right behind the quarterback, I can see everything from the field point of view. It'd be an absolute dream. But I'm never going to bet against Tom Brady. I mean, people hate New England, and I hate on Tom Brady and whatever. I mean, you got to respect the greatness.
Yeah, the guy has a gauntlet of rings on his fingers.
Yeah, I mean, he's going for 6 here, which is nuts.
Yeah.
The Rams have some weapons, and I think Robert Woods is kind of that underrated guy. People always forget about him, and he's important to that offense. So they'll give him jet sweeps before they give Brandon Cooks, which is kind of surprising, but I think it's just a testament to how much they trust him and how well he runs the ball. He always seems to come up with something clutch, and I think the big thing I'm curious to see is how much Gurley's used. I mean, he hasn't really been used.
It's been C.J. Anderson last game.
It has, and I think that's almost more of a feel thing, and depending on how the games are going. But
I got to take on that. I don't know. Obviously, like, there's been no injury report for Todd Gurley.
No.
So C.J. Anderson's been getting the majority of the carries, and it's crazy to think that he'd be getting more carries than Todd Gurley when we look at MVP-type player than Todd Gurley. I think come playoff time, though, I think Todd Gurley has a tough time picking up the blitz. And C.J. Anderson's proven himself that he can do it. I can't explain
also,
another reason.
Super fresh. Like, that'd be the only other
I
thing.
can't explain any other reason why Todd Gurley would not be in the game and C.J. Anderson would. C.J. Anderson looked like he's been sitting on the couch next to me every Sunday eating. Oh, no, he's not drinking beers.
Literally a bowling ball. He's a bowling ball.
Like, he's on the same diet I am. I'm pretty sure, but he's doing well. He's productive.
Yeah.
But I don't know if. How can you say that Todd Gurley's not playing well? He's the type of player where you have to keep giving him the ball no matter how
I'm not saying he wasn't playing well. He only had 4 touches.
He interviewed after the one game there, said, I need to be better. And I don't know if he needs to be better because he's not getting that many carries to prove himself. I think he might have issues picking up the blitzes, and in the playoff time, I think it's...
And then he had a couple...
It's different than the regular season.
It's different
Playoffs is so much different.
And in the NFC Championship, he had 2 bad drops early in the game, and one led to a pick, and the Saints scored off that drive. So I think he was beating himself up over that play.
I think it's more than just running the ball, though. I think there's something in their scheme-wise, but they found a weakness, and that other teams might be exploiting it, so they had to go to C.J. Anderson. That's the only explanation.
That's what's going to be big, though, to beat Brady is on the ground. I believe with the Eagles last year, they had a lot of success on the ground, and obviously Nick Foles just evolved in that game in general.
It helps
but
having Doug Peterson with just a giant pair on him, just going for it on 4th down, and crazy play calls and
big
stuff.
Big cojones on him to call that.
No fear.
No, but that's where I think if Todd Gurley gets that level that he had in the regular season, that's troublesome for the Patriots. If they play on the ground, that's where they're going to be successful against the New England defense. Where when you want to compare defense for a second, if Darnold gets a piece of Tom Brady, I'm saying Donald.
I'm
saying Donald. Okay, here we go.
Darnold. Like, who are you talking about?
Sorry, I'm talking excitedly here, but I think if he gets a piece of Tom Brady early, gets him off his game early. I'm not saying Tom Brady's experience; he's been there before. Yep. But I'm kind of excited to see how he is in the game and how he could take Tom off his game and how the defense of the New England can handle that, or the offensive line, sorry, can handle that of New England in general too. It just seems almost like the Rams have the advantage all over the football. I almost seem crazy for saying that, but like
it's that the one
statistically wise.
Yeah, and I mean I wouldn't disagree with you. I mean, look at a kicking perspective. I mean, Johnny Hecker's one of the best punters. Zerline has a huge leg. I think I'd go with Gostowski there just based on experience. But across the board, it's just experience. That's the big thing. Is New England's been to 3 straight Super Bowls. They know every single guy on that roster almost understands what goes into the 2-week prep and how everything is different.
So the experience factor.
Right, and the crowd's crazy. There's no home team, right? So, like, you're basically, it's loud the whole time.
You got to be thinking fans are going for it.
Well, and I think every team has kind of learned from that Seattle-Denver Super Bowl. I don't know if you guys remember, but the first play of the game, they didn't go on silent count. It was so loud. He snapped the ball and ended up being a safety. So it's like you gotta prepare for the stadium to be crazy.
It was a defensive game. Manning, I think, only had 142 yards, top of my head, that game, and he didn't have one. He didn't even have a touchdown.
Seattle's defense played great. It was a blowout.
Yeah,
it was like
and Miller, obviously, who won the
Miller didn't even play that year. He was hurt that season.
I thought Von Miller won the MVP that season.
You're talking about Super Bowl 50. I'm talking about Super Bowl 47.
Okay.
48.
Oh, that first one that Seattle won the first one. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the one that they recently won with Peyton Manning there. But I just think that overall, the success for the Rams is going to be on the ground. And if they can keep Tom off the field less, if they have the more time on attack and time possession of the football. Obviously, that's how you win football games. Really, that's just the X's and O's part, right? You guys are coaches. But it's just the running game is so important in this.
Yeah, there's a couple key things. I mean, like you mentioned, all the names that the Rams have, and you rhymed off all these guys.
And apparently Darnold.
Sue,
Donald
Cooks. You got Gurley.
Fowler.
And you got all these names that are on the Rams roster, but the thing about the Patriots is they have a couple names. You got Brady and Gronk, and besides that, I don't know how many people could name it. You got Sony Michel's good, but they run a 3-deep backfield. You got James White, you got Burkhead in the backfield. So the thing about the Patriots is the right guy always gets the ball. It's not about these superstars or one guy. The guy who's supposed to get it gets it, and that's what their system is built around, and that's what Tom Brady does. And it doesn't matter if it's Hogan or it's Edelman or it's
Edelman. That's
Burkhead.
A big piece of that.
These guys, I mean,
you say Edelman, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Edelman's a stud. He's proven it. Yeah, but that's the thing. The last 2 games, that's who they've been giving.
Yeah,
he's been the open guy.
You put him in the slot, he gets a 2-way goal all the time. He's getting up in age, not the fastest receiver in the league, but you give him a 2-way goal and man one-to-one coverage, and he's going to make you pay it because Tom Brady's going to put the ball in the money. So that's what happens. The right guy gets the ball. They don't have the superstars, but their system, their preparation, the coaching, it's unreal. And their defense is played lights out in the playoffs. They've stepped it up since the regular season. It's kind of amazing to watch. I'm a Patriots hater. Everyone knows I'm a Giants fan, and I hate the Patriots. I found myself cheering for the Patriots 2 weeks ago against the Kansas City Chiefs, and I like the Chiefs. I like Andy Reid, but there's something now. I'm just pulling for these guys to win because we're witnessing a dynasty. I don't know if we're going to see anything like it again, and it's amazing because football is. I mean, if you look back at all the championships they have won, the Patriots, on all those runs, there's things that if they went a different way, they don't have all these championships. You can pick out things in every of those games, the Brady tuck, the field goal, and all this stuff.
The flake game?
Helmet catch.
But all this stuff, but there's all this stuff in there, and if a couple... it goes the other way against them, they don't win these games. Even like
you hand Marshawn Lynch the ball on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, exactly.
That if you're a coach, you should have ran that football. But we don't need to go.
The phantom call with the hands to the face 2 weeks ago, and things go differently. But now it's just like the way these guys are able to consistently make the playoffs and make it to the AFC Championship, make it to these Super Bowls. It's
crazy.
I just find myself pulling for them and cheering for them, and I know that Belichick and McDaniels are going to be prepared. These guys are the best. They're best at what they do.
Absolutely.
Like Jamie said, this entire team they've been there before. They know what it's going to be like. They understand what it takes to prepare for a Super Bowl. The 2 weeks to prep, all the media that's following them around for the week leading up to it, the extended halftime, the atmosphere, all this stuff, family wanting tickets, all that. They've been there. They've done that. But I think that the Rams, it's going to be a good game. If we get it close to as good as the game we got last year, we're going to be in for a treat. But if the Rams are going to win, Donald and Sue are going to have to get pressure up the middle. Brady gets rid of the ball so quickly that I know, like you said, if he can get his hands on him, the thing is, I don't think he's going to get his hands on him. He gets rid of the ball so quickly. He knows where the ball's supposed to go based on the alignment, based on the defense. He's going to get rid of it so quickly, but they got to get pressure up the middle. And if Sue and Donald can get there up the middle, and if they can do it without blitzing, because I think if they blitz, that the ball's going to be out and the right guy's going to get it and they're going to make him pay. So they have to get there with four. The 4 down linemen have to get there. They can't. They can't have to rely on them blitzing, but if they can get some pressure, it'll be a good game.
The one thing that you said there with Belichick, you got to think on the coaching end. That is a big plus that could be on the huge side of the Patriots. Belichick is Belichick. Okay, that doesn't need explaining. That doesn't need any justification on the game. That's the edge in coaching. And I'm not disrespecting from the Rams talking about
Sean McVay.
Sean McVay. I always call McAvoy, thinking I'm talking about hockey here. McVay, but you know what? Inexperience is there for McVay. Obviously, he's a little younger. Okay, but he's also
he's the youngest coach. Head coach.
He's my age.
He's 33, which is a plus. I love his energy on the sideline, though. That's the way of the game that I think it's starting to transition to, and I think this can be a big point in McVay's career, that if he can win against Belichick, he's starting a resume for himself he has a team already that's there that's young, a team that's going to be together for, I think, more than almost a handful of years plus, if they can kind of maintain that cap. So maybe the Rams are the next dynasty.
The big thing, though, is they've spent a lot of money in the last 2 years.
And they spent a lot of money on the defensive side of the ball. They picked up like Talib and all these guys that picked up on the defensive side.
Donald long term.
Sue they picked up.
Sue will be
Donald.
gone after this year, though.
And obviously Sue had a big contract with the Dolphins, right? But obviously you said he's done at the end of this year, so you wonder if he's going to stay or go. You have to presume that he's probably going to go just based on salary cap, and all that issue. But it's just on the edge of coaching that Belichick does have the edge here. But it must be exciting for McVay to go up against Belichick, especially with the tools that he has to put against Belichick.
Absolutely. I mean, I think he's going to prep the guys the best way he knows how. And honestly, I think having Wade Phillips as your DC is a big thing. And that's part of the reason why he hired him, because he knew how young he was and how inexperienced as a head coach. And people look at age and they think you don't know anything. There's a lot to be said for experience, but I think when it comes down to football and being on the field, he knows what he's doing.
He does.
And they've learned a lot. But I think having Wade Phillips there, he's got some Super Bowl experience.
He does. That's right.
He's coached forever. And big power move, by the way. Wade Phillips showing up off the plane in the Bum Phillips getup. He had his dad's jacket and hat on. That was pretty baller. I love that. But I hope we get a good game. If the teams build off of the AFC and NFC championship at all, 2 overtime games for the first time in history. And looking at the last couple Super Bowls, last year you have Philly and even New England rallied back, great game, and then the year before New England coming back 28-3 and then beating Atlanta in overtime. Right? So it's been a good run. We haven't had a real dominant blowout game or anything. You could say last year that Philly had pretty good control of that game most of the time, but it's the Patriots, so you can never count them out.
Nick Foles' composure in that game. That's where I'm hoping Goff can kind of not be too much excited. I know that it's going to be pumped.
He's a calm dude, man. I don't think he's going to be. I don't think the moment's going to be too big for him. He seems pretty unflappable, and he's been like that his whole career, more or less. So, but it's interesting. I love just seeing media day and all the crazy questions. That's always hilarious.
Gurley was funny too with his. I think he was wearing his flashy glasses.
Yeah.
Was that him wearing the flashy glasses?
Yeah.
I think that was him.
But there's a lot to talk about. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the whole Edelman versus McVay thing, because they played against each other in college twice. So that was kind of funny. They asked both guys about that quite a bit. So that was interesting, and it's always cool. I love listening to Sean McVay do interviews, just because they talk about his brain and how his memory recall is, and it's crazy, and he genuinely just remembers everything. They'll ask him about plays from when he was an assistant coach 8 years ago, and he can spout out the down and distance and what the score was in the game. It's wild.
Yeah. See, the Rams and Chiefs is what I had in the finals, is what we predicted in our brackets. You had Saints Colts.
Yep.
Justin had Saints Colts. So I like to say that I was half right, even though because I couldn't win the season trophy, the trophy that I've already presented it to Jamie, a little spoiler, but we'll upload the picture on our Instagram page this Sunday as well. This Sunday is going to be live action for us on Facebook and Instagram, so people got to get on those and follow us there as the Instagram page. Everything was going to be differently arranged or revamped it today. Everything's figured out, so everything on Sunday will be revamping everything, do some launch stuff with some live stuff. But this Sunday is a defining moment, I think, if Tom Brady wins or loses, to kind of really cement himself as the best quarterback of all time. Because people still ask if it's him, if it's Montana, right? People still ask those questions. If he wins this football game, there is zero debate anymore. I really think. I know you're a Drew Brees fan, probably one of the best throwers of all time. I'll say that for sure. One of, if you want to go that route, if not the best. He's already proven that he is the best. But Tom Brady wins this game. Is he, without a shadow of a doubt now, the best quarterback of all time? Or is he already the best quarterback of all time?
I mean, I think he already is. But, yeah, I mean, you win 6 Super Bowls, and, I mean, if he's already got 4 Super Bowl MVP trophies, which is wild. But, I mean, it helps having played in that many games. And, I mean, you're the quarterback. It's the most important position on the field. So he's steering the ship there a lot. But it's a culture in New England, right? Like you were talking about it a couple minutes ago, Matt. Like, are we ever going to see this again? Like, you got to appreciate it while it's here. It's wild.
Matt, any comment with that?
Yeah, no, Tom Brady, I mean, it's hard to argue. I mean, he's going to potentially have 6 Super Bowl rings. To say he's the best ever, it's really tough to say. Like, so many things, like I said earlier, had to go right for him to win those championships. Like, little things that they go the other way, or a call or this and that, but you can't argue against it. I mean, he's been to how many Super Bowls
9?
now?
Is this 9?
Nine Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Potentially going to win a 6th. You can't argue against that. Are there other people that are as talented as him? Like, if you look at their tools, their arm strength, their mobility. There are. There's like, I mean, someone would argue Aaron Rodgers is probably technically better at arm strength, but he gets the job done and he wins. And that's at the end of the day, we measure wins and losses and championships. And
it's measured. Yeah.
And I think that goes a lot into it. I mean, I'm a big Brett Favre fan. I think he's one of the best ever. I mean, look at Dan Marino, never won, but everyone's considered him one of the best ever. Joe Montana, obviously, he had that winning pedigree. So there's so many guys out there. It's hard to just put one at the top, but I mean, it's going to be hard to argue against Tom Brady at this point if he wins a 6th championship.
For sure. Dave McCaig alongside Jamie Antonello, Matt Premo here live at Sportscenter Bar and Grill as things pick up here at Sportscenter Bar and Grill for its famous 75-cent wing nights. And I just seen someone come through the door in a very decorative outfit. Nathan Inch has walked through the door, so I know he's getting prepared for after our commercial break for his character. He's in full character tonight, absolutely. But as I mentioned, SportsCenter picking up tonight. Hey, Jamie, get a little bit louder in the background. As soon as Mitch Dianese walks into the bar, it seems
the jug's flying over there.
The jug's absolutely flying. They're really going down. Now, fellas, just before we go to break, just a bit more final thoughts on the Super Bowl, some more points that you'd like to bring up before we go to break. I'll go to you first, Matt, if you have anything to bring up.
Yeah, I found it curious. I was checking out the odds for Super Bowl MVP and was trying to think of, Brady was even money and Goff was up there, but you always wonder if someone's going to come out of the, from the back of the pack and pull off an upset and win the MVP. I was having a conversation, and my long shot would be James White. You just saw what Kamara did when he was matched up one-on-one with a linebacker against the Rams. If they put James White one-on-one in man coverage against a linebacker, I think Brady will going to pick him up apart all day, and he could have a big day. So I think that's an interesting storyline as well, to see if one of these guys can have the game of their life and the biggest game of their life and come out and win a Super Bowl. So or Super Bowl MVP. So I think it's interesting, that storyline. But other than that, I'm looking forward to going to my annual Super Bowl party, having a couple Molson products and enjoying the game. And I hope it's as exciting the last couple years have been, because they've been amazing games, and that's all you can ask for. And hopefully win a little bit of money at the same time and have a good Sunday.
So since you went first on the final thoughts, what's the score and who wins? Preems.
I'm going with the Patriots. I'm on the bandwagon hard right now. I got the Patriots. I think it's going to be a little lower scoring than people think. I got 27-22 for the Patriots.
Okay. Anto, final thoughts, and then I'll ask you the same question to conclude.
Yeah, I mean, on that kind of that same vein, I mean, I love looking at Super Bowl prop bets. That's one of the funniest things. I mean, you get all your standards, like how long is the anthem going to be exactly, over under coin.
those.
The amount of people that put money down on the coin flip always boggles my mind. Halftime shows, stuff like that. People who are going to show up, all that. So that's always gold. But yeah, I mean, I think just this week, I mean, there wasn't really a lot this week. I mean, other than Media Day on Monday. I mean, the Pro Bowl happened last week. I mean, that's about all we want to talk about with the Pro Bowl. It's over.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
So we want to talk about the Pro Bowl? Okay, we're done.
We're moving on. But no, I'm excited. Just hoping for a good game. I mean, I'm really on the fence about who I think is going to win. I gotta lean Pats, I think. I know, and again, though, it's going to come down to it. I think it's going to be one of those things, field goal or teams up by 3, get a stop. I don't know. I mean, it could go to overtime. Who the heck knows? It could come down to something.
I would love that.
Oh, and everybody that's just cheering for a good game would love that too. But I don't know. I'll go Patriots.
Making it think.
28-24, Pats.
28-24. We're all going to stick in the
What is
20s.
this? What is this? The Price is Right, Jamie? You're just going to bet $1 above me? Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ.
By the way, Price is Right is not the same without Bob Barker. Okay, Bob Barker is the best still.
To be fair, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking I just went with the same scores they beat Seattle by.
You're not going to like my score then, just so you know. I don't think you're going to like my score then, because I'm pretty close to you guys. Except I'm going the other route. Nah. Los Angeles Rams are winning the Super Bowl this year. Like I said at the top, I just think everything's a plus for the Rams statistically. I'm a statistics guy, as everyone knows. I like to look at that side. Yes, experience does overweigh those statistics once in a while, but I just think the edge is there on the Rams still. I really believe it is. I really feel offensively, especially if Gurley gets going, that the Patriots will not be able to stop that. You keep the ball on the ground, run the clock, and you keep Brady off the field and keep him on the field less than you're winning that football game. And defensively, if I'm the Rams, I'm loving keeping my D on the field when they need to get on. The less New England's on the field, which means less that the Rams' D is on the field, which means more rested that they are, and that's also more into the game potentially that they are and more pumped. There's a lot of pluses to that. And then when you look at the offensive with Gurley, and you got the receivers that Los Angeles does, and Goff, I feel like him being young, he's going to feed off being on the field a lot. He needs to be on the field more than he needs to be off. So I'm saying the Rams because of all the pluses that I feel on the ends of the Rams. So I'm going to say right now that I'm going to go with the Rams winning the Super Bowl on a field goal. Instead of the win on the field goal, 30-27 will be the goal score that I'm going with. And if you want to go exact on field goal, I'm going to say this is to sting the Saints fans. 57 yards. 57-yard field goal attempt to win it in the final 25 seconds of the fourth quarter. That's how tight of a game it's going to be, and that's how exciting it will be. I picked the winner. I have one half of the teams in there, Jamie. I'm going to take my luck there to the bank because I might bet this weekend. Just saying, if you want to bet on the over-under on the anthem, I think you should.
Who's singing the anthem? Do we know?
It's been announced, but I have no clue.
You know what? We'll get producer Ghost on it. 1 second. Well, who's singing the anthem? Producer Ghost, tell me. Gladys Knight is. And I believe she's from Atlanta, right?
I've heard of her, but I'm assuming she's older.
Well, she won't be as bad as Fergie. Was that Fergie that did the
NBA? That was the NBA.
Oh, that was the NBA All-Star game. That's right. That's a bad one.
Go down in history.
I'm guessing that Glass Knight's more like a kind of a gospel or
gospel.
I'm guessing over. I take the over. She seems like she's gonna
taking the
she's
over.
Older though. Maybe she doesn't want to stand that long. I don't know.
I'm gonna be with you. I'll go over. Jamie, you want 3 in? Over or under?
Hammer the over.
Hammer the over on the anthem for sure.
Yeah, I gotta go over.
Over.
I think. Yeah.
Well, boys, that was our In the Pocket segment discussing the Super Bowl preview show. That was a good 30 minutes of us going back and forth in regards to the Super Bowl between the New England Patriots and the Los Angeles Rams live at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. We talked about the entirety of the game. If there's anything that we missed or that you want to talk with us, don't hesitate to comment below or reach out to myself, Jamie, or Matt, or anyone on the Game Sports Show to talk to us. Put your predictions below. Hey, as I said before, if you get the score right and predict the winner, you might get a prize. And when I say might, that means you will get a prize courtesy of Sportscenter Bar and Grill if you predict the score correctly and who's going to win the Super Bowl. And also, you know what? I'll throw in there that if I'm right with my score and you match my score, I'll throw an additional $100 gift certificate on there as well from one of our sponsors. And as I mentioned, make sure if you're on a Facebook page, don't hesitate to hit like, because our like giveaway will be drawn at the Super Bowl as well, speaking of the Super Bowl. Jamie, Matt, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, you're still going to take a little bit of a break because we have some sort of special guest here. His second appearance on the show, his second time on since summertime, since we've had this guy on. Nathan Intercontinental Inch is coming on to talk WWE Royal Rumble, and his little wrestling character is going to give us a little acting skit. It's going to be hilarious. Everyone's going to love this. I wonder how enthused he's going to get. And I will tell listeners before they go to break that I will tell the little spoiler here, there might be some, let's just say, mature content in terms of some words. So I'm giving the warning right now that viewer discretion is definitely advised with this part. I don't know if it's going to be clean or if it's going to be a couple swears out there, but just so you have a heads up. But Jamie and Matt will rejoin us in part 3 of the show for our roundtable. We're going to be talking about the NBA and definitely in depth, especially with the Raptors and Anthony Davis. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Twin Cities only local, regional, and national sports show. Jamie and Matt, you guys are going to enjoy some more beers, and we'll see you guys soon.
Yes, sir. We'll be here.
We're here from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere.
The Game Sports Show would like to thank an additional sponsor and additional home to the Game Sports Show, Sportscenter Bar and Grill. Sportscenter Bar and Grill, located on 624 Wellington Street West, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Sportscenter rated top sports bar for the second year in a row. At Sportscenter, enjoy their famous 75-cent wing night along with delicious Molson products on tap, along with a great atmosphere and other great food options available as well. Sportscenter Bar and Grill, the Sioux's best sports bar.
The Game Sports Show would like to thank an additional sponsor and special edition home to the game, Silver Creek Golf Course, located on 104 Bellow Lake Road, Garden River, Ontario. And also shout out thank you to Silver Creek GM Jamie Henderson. Silver Creek Golf Course has many specials to offer for 18 holes, 9 holes, and even Twilight Deal specials. It does not matter what your level of golf game is, it is a must to enjoy the scenic course, memorable experiences that Silver Golf Course offers. Silver Creek also offers a Thursday wing night for you to enjoy food after a stellar time on the course. You can book your tee time by phone or online at golfsilvercreek.com. Silver Creek Golf Course, where all are welcome to play.
The Game Sports Show is pleased to shout out a partner, additional home, and sponsor to Northern Superior Brewing Company, located on 50 Pym Street in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Northern Superior Brewing Company having a strong presence locally with many beers to offer. With much involvement in the community of Sault Ste. Marie, Northern has a sport and friendly-like atmosphere within its tap room, and during the summer months, it is a must to visit Pier 55 to enjoy some delicious food, amazing view of the water, and view of the Bush Play Museum right on the cusp of the Hub Trail, and of course all of that down with a delicious brew from Northern Superior. Northern Superior Brewing Company, it's a northern thing. Welcome back to the Game Sports Show, the Twin Cities only local, regional, and national sports show. Yours truly, David McCaig, here live at Sportscenter Bar and Grill, named the Sioux's best sports bar for a third year in a row. We're here for its famous 75-cent wing nights, and the guy that I'm going to bring in just a few seconds, I don't know if he demolished a couple wings, but he might have, because he just demolishes everything in his path. It's the one, it's the only, Nathan Intercontinental Inch, making a second appearance. Making a second appearance, bud. Welcome back.
Second appearance on the show. It's been about
6-7 months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You were injured through getting put through a table by Jeff Hardy, apparently.
Yeah, I know he really did a number on me. Those tables, there's more than wood in those tables. I don't know what it is.
It must be those type of tables are definitely quite hard. Now, we're going to talk about lots here. Okay, we're going to talk about your days. We're going to talk about what you would do. We're going to talk about the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about NXT. We're going to give the listeners what they want. They want some more wrestling content, especially over in the United States. They want more Intercontinental Inch. They want to hear more wrestling news. Now, I know our board op, Scott Nason, has been dying to meet you and dying to hear your voice back on here.
Keep dying.
Okay, why don't you have the belt here right now? Where's the belt?
I lost the belt, man. I lost the belt. I don't know. I did some laundry and the belt went missing. I don't know what happened.
So, now, obviously Seth Rollins wins the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
He challenged Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what happened.
And he didn't challenge Danny Bryant. Would you have challenged Danny Bryant? Would have that been you?
Yeah, but is that a challenge?
You would put him through a table.
I don't know. Like this heel Daniel Bryan thing, I guess it's okay, but I'd rather see Seth and Brock. That's what's got to happen.
So would you have challenged Brock or Danny Bryan if it was you in that shoes? You win that Royal Rumble.
I'm going for Brock, and I'm picking. So Seth's gonna fight him at WrestleMania 35, and I'm going with. There's gonna be some kind of suplex where Rollins suplexes Brock. Like it seems insane to think about, but I think this is what's going to happen. Seth Rollins, Suplex City, Brock Lesnar, prediction, WrestleMania 35, Intercontinental inch. Play this back to me when it happens.
What's your finishing move? I'm putting you on the spot here. Okay, if you had to put Brock Lesnar, or if you're putting somebody through a table, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, depending on whether or not my strength holds up, you know, I'm aging a little bit, David. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm going Razor's Edge.
Oh yeah,
I'm going Razor's Edge. I think it's the best finishing move the sport's ever seen.
Now your idol is Ultimate Warrior.
Yes,
correct?
Yes.
Now, you didn't get a chance to go in the ring with Ultimate Warrior, but I know he taught you a few things. I heard he taught you a few things.
Yeah. He taught me how to apply face paint. He's pretty good at that. And he taught me how to not comb my hair so that it looks phenomenal.
It looks great right now. You have great waves going.
It's incredible. I look at myself in the mirror and I think, how is this really me?
No, you got a lot of people here who are checking you out.
I know.
How famous you
my
are.
Fans. You
That's
know,
your
I gotta,
fans. And they're loud. That's why it's packed.
That's why I asked you to put the velvet rope up.
It's packed.
One at a time, right?
I thought you were going to put Mitch Dionysi through a table, though. I kind of wanted you to do that.
No, I know.
surprised.
He's got his time's coming. It's all about you got to do it at the right time. You know, like I don't do anything for free. I'm going to wait till there's people lined up to watch me put it through the table. So.
Now, speaking of wrestling moves, everything, Royal Rumble. Let's go back to the Royal Rumble.
Get back.
I want to get you to go. I want you to recap the Royal Rumble in your eyes. What you liked, what you didn't like. Recap the listeners on what happened. Okay, if you want to, like Shane O'Mac doing a
shooting star press,
which is absolutely insane.
Sick move.
Ronda Rousey retained her title. Yeah,
Ronda.
You had some good things happen. Talk about the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I don't know. It was overall, actually, for me, it was one of the weaker Royal Rumbles I've watched, but I don't want to get too negative on it. Like, it had some highlights. Shane was doing his thing. Like,
here comes the money.
He's so gross. Like, he's just he's pretty old to be doing this insane, what do you call high risk maneuvers?
Like, you could break your neck doing that.
Yeah, who does this stuff?
And he owns a company.
These guys, you got all these guys on the roster, and the owner's son is doing the shooting star press. I don't know. It's weird, but kind of cool still at the same time. Shows he loves it. He just brings it every pay per view. What else? Highlights for me. NXT pay per view the night before. Takeover. Johnny Gargano. Ricochet. Insane. Those guys. I don't know. What's going to happen when they move up to the main roster, but because they're kind of smaller guys, I don't know if they're going to be main eventers or anything like that, but the athleticism and the moves, so good. Storytelling, amazing. The match was incredible. Gargano won. I'm a Ricochet fan, so I wasn't huge on it, but I was it was good though. I had a smile on my face the whole time watching it. Ronda retaining against Sasha, good, great match. Ronda's keeps bringing it. Her athleticism is insane too. Speed in the ring, incredible. Sasha's gross, obviously has crazy moves.
I heard Ronda. Now you might know this. I know Ronda's into you. Which why wouldn't she be?
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Can't keep my DMs clear. It's insane.
But I heard she might want to start a family and move away from the WWE is what I've been kind of told.
No way.
That's what I kind of was told. Now it's through Scott Nason told me. Our board operator tonight was telling me to bring that up to you. How would you react if Ronda moved out of the WWE for a while, which is maybe a surprise that she won the title, because if she is doing that, maybe it's not true, but that would be a big thing, I think, for WWE if they lost.
Yeah, it'll hurt the show for sure. I mean, she's putting asses in seats. Pardon my language. She's bringing it, man. She had White Ranger gear on the other day. It was insane. I was
hot,
man. Yeah, hot. So good.
So hot.
You're mixing Power Rangers with wrestling now?
Literally. Now, you have the kickoff the show. You had Rusev losing to Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura.
I would probably not pronounce that right ever, but I think what's big, and they had a low grade on the grade. Was it a bad kickoff? why don't they have you go out there and with like an Ultimate Warrior interpretation, maybe put Jeff Hardy through a table, or maybe someone else through a table.
I don't know. I keep waiting for the phone call. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, I agree with that. That's kind of a lame duck. Like, there's no real like heat between them. Like, it's not real. Like, you gotta like, I know like, it's gotta feel real, right? Yeah. It's gotta feel real.
And now Royal Rumble side, you had Becky Lynch won it. Correct, right? Who won the women's side?
Yeah, Becky's the hottest ticket in town in that division right now. She's just the whole character shift into the man. It's like that's just it's got the crowd into it, man. It's amazing. Like it's.
Was it better than the male Royal Rumble? The female side, was it better? Truly better, or didn't you?
It was more. I was definitely more engaged in it. Absolutely. The moves might not have been like as high a risk and stuff. Like there were some higher risk spots probably in the men's Royal Rumble, but like Charlotte's insane. Like too, like her and Becky and
Charlotte Flair. They
got a lot of like I don't know what it is. It's like they want to. They're really doing a good job of like proving that they can like put on like a really intense show and get the crowd like super hyped. Like it's super good. I don't know. It was better.
It was better.
Yes.
Overall better. Now
to answer your question in less than 1,000 words, yes.
So if you were in the men's Royal Rumble, would you have came out first and won it all? Like that's the one thing. Would you have came out and won it all, or would you rather be in the middle? Like if you had Shane McMahon saying, "Okay, Intercontinental, where do you want to go in this match?
Like,
where are you going?"
I don't know. Like if I'm carrying the Intercontinental belt, I'm probably not in the Rumble.
If you're not carrying the belt, if you want the championship
but if I'm
belt.
not, if I want to challenge a champion at Wrestlemania, like I don't know, like I'm looking at like a 20s entrance. Like
get in there.
I want to be in there, but I don't want to be in there forever. I mean, right?
No.
Time is money here.
Now, Daniel Bryan retained his title against AJ Styles. Okay, that I guess based on the critics, people saw this coming. I guess, right? Did you like that matchup?
I thought Styles was going to win that one. I don't know where this is going. Like I'm trying to figure this all out. I don't really have. I don't know. Like I can't talk about that one. I'm
You'd
confused.
Beat Daniel, but you're confused.
I'm confused. Yeah.
Like
I don't get
upset.
it.
You're upset and confused.
Yeah, I feel like AJ Styles should have handled him, and it's like let's move on.
Let's move on.
Let's get to the next thing here. Like,
Brock Lesnar, Universal Champion.
Yeah, stomped Finn Balor into a toe jam. Like, what the heck was that?
So you know what the worst ever? And I'll even bring this back to WrestleMania last year when Brock fought Roman Reigns. That was WrestleMania 34. We're actually watching it at your place, and he absolutely beat the heck out of Roman Reigns. Fans are chanting, "Boo! This is awful. This is brutal." Okay, now if you were there, you'd have made the whole main event better. But now my whole point, transition to this Royal Rumble, was that he beat up and he won the match pretty decisively, obviously, in the Royal Rumble. Was it as bad as a match as that? Because I had a lot of people tell me that it was that bad, that they just can't get the main event right or the any title fight or any title defense right with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I know what it is with Brock. Like, crowd is just not into him lately. Like, I don't know what to say about it really, other than like I want to see him. Like when I look at Brock, I want to see him with Braun Strowman. With like Roman Reigns is out of the picture right now, but I want to see him with some big heavy units. But they don't really. They've traditionally underperformed with those guys. Like I don't know what it is. Like it's just like it's always with Brock. It's like a David versus Goliath, and that's where they were successful. Like actually the match with. Finn Balor at Royal Rumble was like it was better than I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't. It still was like, man, I'm so done with Brock Lesnar being Universal Champion. Like, come on, like
I want The Rock to come back. Just give him a Rock.
Yeah,
why don't you go up
care.
there?
Like, yeah, I'll
come back and put him through a table.
I don't know if I could pick him up, but I'd try to German suplex him maybe.
Now, transitioning, we have someone's return to the Royal Rumble, Rey Mysterio.
Ray.
Your buddy Ray.
It's unreal.
Your buddy Ray. Looking a little bit out of shape, though.
Old school, yeah.
Couple too many beers.
Yeah,
Couple too many beers.
I don't know if he's like, I don't know what his diet is lately. I don't know. He's doing pretty good though. He's still got the moves.
The 6'1", nah.
Oh yeah, 619. It's still there. He still flies through the air like he doesn't weigh anything, even though it kind of looks like he does compared to his old self. But.
Yeah, a little bit older. You know, just to get to the wrap-up point, there's 2 points I want to bring up. WrestleMania 35 just around the corner. We know kind of what's going to happen there, sort of, between who's fighting between. Well, we know that
we know Ronda and Becky are going, and we know Seth chose Brock. Sorry,
Lesnar. So we don't know about Danny Bryant. We don't know any other surprise appearances. Is there a slight chance that my boy, The Undertaker, comes back? Is he going to show up at WrestleMania? Because he did
way more than a slight chance. Way more than a slight chance.
Yeah. Are you going to show up there too?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm waiting for the phone call. Like, they keep, like, my phone. I got 2 phones, man. I got 2 phones.
Yeah.
And
one's for the wrestling. One's broken because you smashed them through a tip.
They both have broken screens, but that's okay. That's because I'm violent, man. What do you want?
Yeah, you're a violent guy.
Yeah, I'm very aggressive with.
Is it the time where maybe Brock
life.
finally loses his title? To you, maybe, or maybe somebody else.
Brock's got to lose the title. Got to. I want to see Elias. I want to see Elias win a title. Like, that's it. I want to walk with Elias.
Or why don't your boy Ricochet make a surprise appearance at WrestleMania?
I think Ricochet is going to be involved in some kind of, like, he's going to do something because he's too good of a talent to, like, not have on the show.
Yeah.
The guy's just an absolute athletic specimen.
Mind you of yourself or what?
Yeah, absolutely. A younger version.
A younger version.
Yes.
So basically, Ultimate Warrior, Intercontinental Lynch, then Ricochet, essentially.
Yeah, that's like probably top 3 all time.
Top 3 all time.
Yeah,
and your phone's not ringing. Shane McMahon, get the fucking note and give him a fucking call.
Keep refreshing. Like, is this on?
Is this? I think the broken screen's affecting with it, man. I think it's affecting with it.
It could be. I don't know.
You took the time. Now, the second thing I want to bring up. There's one thing that everyone's waiting to happen that people didn't think I'd bring up on live radio. You and me. Boxing match.
Boxing match, yes.
You're not. I know you're a wrestler. It's like Floyd Mayweather going against Conor McGregor.
You have loose rules.
You might
loose
take
rules.
me down. Now, we are planning this out, and we're planning to do it for our charities with our sponsors.
So we're doing what? A catch weight at what? 220?
I'm 209. So I'm
209.
209.
Okay, I'm 220 something. I don't know. I've been.
Want to do a meat weight?
I'm down though. I'm losing weight. I'm down 10, 15.
So what I have to say about this boxing match is it's going to happen.
I'll lose another 10.
I'd probably lose, but that's fine. But
like,
okay. I'll probably lose weight, is what I mean. But I'll try to maintain my weight.
Oh, you're.
I my weight.
You were gonna lose.
No.
Okay, because I was okay with that.
No.
So you're gonna lose weight.
No, I'm gonna try to keep gaining weight because I've been going to the gym. More in the boxing, trying to keep my skills fresh.
I can sort of tell.
But I want to keep my boxing fresh because against you, I know it's not wrestling. I can't suplex you through a table. But you know what? I got to maintain my weight, and I'm afraid that I'm going to lose my weight. Do you have any suggestions for people that want to gain weight out there?
Chicken wings.
Did you have any here?
Yeah. No, not yet, but the possibility is there. Like, I can smell what the kitchen is cooking.
Now, I want to promote this little boxing match that you and I are going to do for charity, is what it's going to be for.
Okay.
We're going to do it for our sponsors, for the Northern Critters in Need, which I know you're a fan
Absolutely.
of. And that's what we're kind of going to do. We're going to do some fundraising, but there's no set date. We need some months. We need some time, but just want to give the listeners a little bit of a tease that it is going to happen.
I got at least 20 sit-ups before we do this, I feel like. Just need to be able to absorb a couple punches from you before I knock you out.
I like that. I'll just be a surprise and just sit here and smile. Yeah. But now maybe take your poll below. Is it going to be Nathan Intercontinental Lynch? Or is it going to be David, Mr. Electric Avenue McCaig, the boxer Dave McCaig, or the wrestler Nathan Inch is going to win this match? It's for charity. We're going to set a date one day, and it'll be all a little charity event, and it'll be fun for tickets to be sold. It'll be a fun little thing for sure, and I want to put him on the spot on live radio to say that it is going to happen, and I'm calling him out on it.
Well, just because we're on live radio, Dave, I will not ever allow anyone to call me out without myself calling myself out, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
So, yes, I accept your challenge
there
due to my testosterone level and also my lack of allowing you to call me out without me accepting.
I like that. You seem a little disoriented. That's the way it's going to be in the fight. Just saying.
Yeah,
Dave,
exactly.
But now, Dave,
No,
not
exactly.
See, you said exactly.
Yeah.
There, I had you. I had you
done.
there. I had you.
You're done.
And you thought I was going to say lose the match? Lose weight. I got to make sure I don't lose weight. I got to keep up with your weight.
Yo, we're Razor's Edge is a goal, right?
I'll be through the turnbuckles of that.
Are we allowed tables?
If with tables, you can do your Razor's Edge to the table.
What sport are we playing?
Oh, it's hockey in the ring.
I get it.
It's always fun when we have Nathan Intercontinental Lynch come on. It's the second time. The first one, you can backtrack to the summer. And we were recording it after a couple beverages. And that was the whole point of recording this whole Nathan Intercontinental Lynch, was to have a character come up and bring a little bit of light in terms of the wrestling segment where listeners wanted to hear it. Because as you can hear on the Game Sports Show Mondays, we do talk about wrestling a whole bunch with Butch and Scott Nason. However, Nathan Intercontinental Lynch brings the perspective of reaction of the main events, the big main events, obviously, and just how his character is just going to lighten up the mood and atmosphere in terms of being the washed-up legend that he is.
Who said washed up?
Who said washed up? We're here live at Sportscenter Bar and Grill, the Sioux's best sports bar, third year in a row. Dave McCaig had Nathan Intercontinental Lynch here doing the Intercontinental segment. When we come back, we have a roundtable here on the Game Sports Show. Nate, Intercontinental, it was awesome having you do this character. Now I'm going to ask you.
Make sure that your secretary books me in advance for the next one. I have a very, very tight schedule.
I heard, my secretary is actually your girlfriend, your wife.
Yeah. Well, either way.
Either way. We're not going to let you go yet, though. I'm making you stay here, or I'm going to call you a wuss for not staying. You're going to stay for the round table with myself, Jamie, and Matt.
Yeah, just so you know, nobody makes me do anything.
Oh, that is nothing but sweetness right there. We'll be right back after these messages. I'm bringing back Jamie and Matt to join me and Nathan Inch. Nathan Intercontinental Lynch is going to move to the side. We're just have Nathan Lynch is going to stay here now to do the round table with us here on the Game Sports Show. Just going to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
The Game Sports Show would like to thank an additional sponsor and additional home to the Game Sports Show, Sportscenter Bar and Grill. Sportscenter Bar and Grill, located on 624 Wellington Street West, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Sportscenter rated top sports bar for the second year in a row. At Sportscenter, enjoy their famous 75-cent wing night along with delicious Molson products on tap, along with a great atmosphere and other great food options available as well. Sportscenter Bar and Grill, the Sioux's best sports bar.
Get wicked at the Wicked Sister. You'll find the best tasting food for the whole family. Start off with some appetizers like the crab dip, served with warm naan bread strips and soft pretzel bites, or their antibiotic and hormone-free boneless chicken wings with 5 choices of sauces. Entrees include the barbecue pulled pork sandwich, the #1 selling drunken cow burger, or Philly cheesesteaks, and they're on special all day Thursdays. The Wicked Sister also offers a gluten-free menu and catering. Bring the whole family. The Wicked Sister, downtown Ashman Street, open 7 days a week.
The Game Sports Show would like to thank a list of additional sponsors. North Shore Sports and Auto, new location located on 647 McDonald Avenue, Sault Ste. Marie. A family-owned and operated business with doing business in Sault Ste. Marie for over 10 years. Loads of products available for your enjoyment for all seasons. North Shore Sports and Auto, we understand the importance of quality service and products, and we work hard to ensure that all customers have a positive experience before and after each and every sale. North Shore Sports and Auto, meeting all of your new and pre-owned equipment needs. Special thanks to Salon. The Salon, located on 589 2nd Line East, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Owned and operated by Mike Cuglietta. Book your appointment today at 705-941-9191 or via online at https://thesalonsioux.as.me-. The Salon, making the Sioux beautiful, one haircut at a time. As well as a shout out to the Superior Pro Shop. The Superior Pro Shop, located inside a Community First Credit Union Superior Arena on 285 Northern Avenue East, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Owned and operated by Jeremy Paquin and ran by Larry Monroe. Superior Pro Shop, for over 40 years, meet all of your skate sharpening, skate repair, and hockey needs. Also to Discover the Canvas. Discover the Canvas, located on 317 Wellington Street West, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. A beautiful, new renovated building owned and operated by expert artist and Sioux native Katrina Thibodeau. Katrina taking her talents of the ink in Sault Ste. Marie and truly creating the best and most realistic art locally. Call Katrina today at 705-450-8800 809-805-8099 or email her at discoverthecanvas@gmail.com to book your tattoo or consultation today.
Welcome back to the Game Sports Show, the Twin Sault's only local, regional, and national sports show. We're here live at Sportscenter Bar and Grill for its famous 75-cent wing nights. It is absolutely packed in here, as always, at Sportscenter Bar and Grill. And I'm here joined back by Jamie Antonello, Matt Premo, and Nathan Inch. And as listeners know him as Nathan Intercontinental Inch, join us for our round table. Nathan being our special guest on the round table here tonight. Bring you back in, fellas. We've talked in the pocket. We talked about the Super Bowl preview, our little preview show. Then we had Nathan on with his special character, Nathan Intercontinental Inch, where we talked a lot. Actually, very surprising the amount that we talked in terms of wrestling there, and I hope the listeners certainly enjoyed that. It was requested by Butch, Scott, and a lot of listeners to have more wrestling on this show, so we brought that on. And hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll bring it on as much as we can. Now we're going to be talking about basketball on our round table, a little spoiler, and some other topics that may come up. Might only have time for one additional topic or one even after that, so a total of 2, maybe 3 topics, but we'll get through it as best as we can here, fellas. I'm actually going to slide the mic over first to Matt Premo. Matt's been on vacation for a month and a half. Jamie, you've been with me last night. Nathan was just on. He's the rest of that voice of his. I'm going to go to Preems first to bring up the first topic on the round table, and I think I know where you're going with it, which is why I went to you first.
Well, I'm just back from vacation. You can't just throw this on me like this. But yeah, a lot of big news in the NBA. Probably the biggest news is the trade request by Anthony Davis. Obviously, it's been well publicized in the news that he wants out of New Orleans and he has no intentions of re-signing. The kind of the consensus that he wants to go to LA and join LeBron, but there's been some other rumors flying around that potentially there's Milwaukee's in the mix, and even our own Toronto Raptors have a chance of maybe landing him. It'll be interesting to see. So the league actually fined him because what he did was illegal. You're not allowed to make public trade requests. But I don't think what he did is necessarily bad, because he could have not said anything, waited to the end of the season, and just upped and left. So he's actually doing New Orleans a favor by saying this now and allowing them to get something for him on the trade market. I'm sure they can get a lot in return. Oh yeah. This guy's one. I would say he's one of the top 5 players.
No, that it's kind of just disrespect to the team's tampering.
Well, let's just put it this way: he was only fined $50,000. That's like fining us $5.
Now, the reason why I'm going to go to you first, you're going to wonder why, but I want to go on the demand the trade process first, Inch. What is your take on someone demanding a trade from a team? Do you support it, or do you think it's bullshit? Like, do you like? Are you loyal? Do you believe in loyalty, or do you just get to that point where you actually are behind the player, saying, you know what, this is a good idea to request a trade?
I don't know. There's the human element of it, right? Like, if a person isn't happy, then do they not have the right to say, I'm not happy with this? At the same time, there's the business end. Sign a contract. But with sports players, like, maybe they didn't sign that contract with that team. So I don't know. Like, it's a little bit of a gray area for me.
Would you request a trade from a team if you weren't happy, you'd want out?
Well, if I was
like 6 trades from the Iceman.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just gonna say, like, Primo, Matt's kind of on the right track. I was basically gonna say to you that if I requested a trade on a team that I was playing with you, I would hope that it would be fulfilled without being fined.
I would definitely fine you. Absolutely.
Why would you fine me?
Because you
don't care about my emotional state?
No, let's see. Now we're going to that. Jamie.
It's 2019, Dave.
I'll go to you next. That, Anthony Davis, the Raptors are in the sweepstakes. He can't go to the Celtics. No one understands this, and I can't wait to see your reaction with this, actually, Inch. He can't go to the Celtics because of the Rose Rule. It's a contract that Kyrie Irving, and Primo, correct me if I'm wrong here. Maybe you should explain it actually first. You can explain it. Actually, I'll give it to you to explain.
I'll do my best. This is a close note. So when they were renegotiating the new collective agreement, they put in a rule, and at the time, Derrick Rose was the only player in the league that actually fit this rule. So if you're a rookie and you've performed to a certain point where you're an all-star and
still on your rookie deal,
and you're still on your rookie deal, and you sign a rookie extension, a max extension up to 30% of the salary cap, but you have to have been an all-star, and there's other criteria that you have to meet to be able to sign that 30% of the salary cap extension. You can't add another player with that same contract onto an existing roster. So Anthony Davis and Kyrie both have the same rookie extension, so they can't be on the same roster. And this came into play because at the time of the new CBA, Derrick Rose was the only rookie that actually this pertained to. So that's why they call it the Derrick Rose rule.
So now I know everyone's thinking Boston, but the only way it happens this year to go to Boston is if they do a 3-way trade with LA, because apparently Kyrie wants back with LeBron in LA. So that's the only way it happens this year. Anthony can go there in the offseason to the Boston Celtics if the Pelicans want to lose him for nothing, which is why I think that's where the Raptors really step in, because they have a very deep team that they can move players and still be competitive in the future because of all the prospects that they have.
Well, adding Anthony Davis would alleviate a lot of problems.
Oh, it definitely would.
Whatever team he goes to.
And Masai Ujiri did openly say already that he's all in to win. All in to win. And
well,
he could win the East by getting Anthony Davis, easily win the East, and probably beat the Warriors.
They can still win the East without him.
Yeah, they can still win without him. Now, the Derrick Rose rule, they can't get on the Celtics, but Jamie, I go to you to say the Raptors. You got the Bucks tomorrow night. They got the Bucks. First play in the East on the line. Big game. I'm a big fan of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Saw him live. Big fan. Raptors could have drafted him, but we don't have to even go there. Now,
It's a sore spot.
it is.
Like
I
so
love
bitter
it.
about it.
I love Giannis.
All you need to do is go when Milwaukee comes to Toronto, just watch the footage after the game, because the Greek population comes out for those games.
Yeah.
And they all wait just to talk to Giannis.
Yeah.
And he loves it. That might ease you a little bit, because he sticks around, because he knows.
He might talk to me. He might talk to us. But
Probably
no. Do you... Big game tomorrow. Let's talk about that. And also, just Anthony Davis. Reaction on your end.
Yeah, I mean, he's not happy. I mean, it's kind of... We talk about how, like, basketball players are kind of known as the whiniest of the professional sports. I mean, it is what it is. He wants out. I think he wanted to make a statement, and he knew he was going to get fined. If he didn't know he was going to get fined, then, I mean, well, kind of dumb move there, bud. But
I think there's a reason why, like Primo said, I think he did it so the Pelicans maybe get some value for him. Maybe.
Well, if he really cared about that, he could have said it privately.
Would it?
Because he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. So if he would have said nothing at all, and then he could have, as soon as the offseason was over, way past the trade deadline, said, okay, I'm out. I'm not going to re-sign with you guys. I don't care how much money you're going to throw at me. If he does it now, it's still before the trade deadline. They could trade for him and get something back, as opposed to letting him walk.
He's actually been known as a leadership guy and well in the community in New Orleans. Right? He's been a fan favorite, obviously.
Yeah, Anthony Davis, he's like one of the top 5 players in the NBA. This guy's just he's a walking double-double. It's ridiculous how good he is. Any roster that was able to add him at this point would be a serious contender for an NBA championship. And New Orleans, they're not making the playoffs. They're in the bottom of the West. They're terrible. They're not going to make the playoffs. So it's probably beneficial if he's not intending on signing for them to trade for him. And I think even though he's requesting a trade, I know he said maybe it lowers the value. With the type of player that he is, I don't think it lowers the value at all. I think there's going to be enough of a market out there for him that there's going to be teams competing to try and get him. Toronto would have to give a lot.
That's where I was going to go next.
Toronto's giving up Siakam,
You think Siakam?
OG, and probably one of their point guards, DeLon Wright, Freddie Van Vliet. Someone else has got to go, and that might not even be enough. You may have to put draft picks in. So that's your future. Those are your young guys, right? So you do that. You don't win. Kawhi Leonard, gone.
Rocks.
Anthony Davis, gone.
Toast.
Now you mortgaged everything, right, for this year. But if you win, you win. Yeah, I mean, hey, it'd be worth a shot, and who knows? Maybe Anthony Davis, Kawhi, they like it and they stay, but I just don't see it happening.
See, Davis, if you have Davis, Kawhi together, okay, and then you have Kyle Lowry out there, and I matched them up against the Golden State Warriors, a team that's actually been dysfunctional this year, if you really want to think about
Until
that.
last week.
Now they've been on fire, right, where things are going to pick up. But I think that having Kawhi, Anthony Davis, it's just as good, if not better, than having a Curry, a Durant, because the way
Talking about two top 10 guys.
you are.
You got 2 top 5
But I
guys.
think even without Siakam, it gets done. And here's where I think. Here's why.
What are you going to
Valanciunas. You're moving Valanciunas. You don't think New Orleans will go that route?
If you're giving them
Not straight up. Not straight
You're
up.
giving them no, but
There's more there.
Straight up.
it's gonna be no, it's Valanciunas plus cash consideration. You're gonna have to pay them to take them, man.
So you look at Valanciunas.
no
I think
Valanciunas has no value.
I think
all the
Valanciunas.
value at center.
Why not OG?
OG's got value.
OG,
Siakam's got
Valanciunas, Van Fleet in the first and the second. Why wasn't that good though?
value. Yeah, that's a lot.
At least you keep Siakam. I'm a fan of Siakam.
NBA draft picks are worth as much as the other sports.
No, it's only
so
2 rounds.
No.
So I don't know. I mean, I think you're gonna have to give up Siakam and OG, and those are the two guys. I think DeLon Wright or Freddie Van Vliet get it done, maybe, but that's a lot to give up, and it may not. And you're not gonna. And you're just for 3 months. You're gonna have this guy for 3 months. You better win a championship.
I like the memes that are out there. What would get you Anthony Davis? Carl Grunstrom, Sean Dirtsey, and a first. Does anyone get that? Get at this table?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, you get it. You get it. Inch, you get it. That's what the Leafs traded to get Jake Muzzin. That's what the Leafs traded to get Jake. Masai Ujiri is a musician.
I'll make a comment on the Jake Muzzin trade.
Okay, hold on. Okay, we'll move on. Hold that thought.
I don't want to move on.
You don't want to. Okay, you want to make a. Okay, I'll let you make a comment about the Muzzin trade. Go.
Unless we're going to talk about it in detail.
No, we're going to talk about more on Thursday. I already talked about it last night, but you know what? Get your points in for it. Bring up your comment.
The Leafs are now only 2 Jake Muzzins away from being contenders.
They already are contenders.
We now have 1 Jake Muzzin. We need 2 more Jake Muzzins, and then we'll be okay. That's my comment.
One more defensive defenseman.
Not a fan of the Leafs defense.
He is. No, not a fan of the Leafs defense. And it's his favorite team.
Hey, man, I'm just I look at the teams that we got to beat, right? And
Tampa, Boston.
Well,
I don't think Washington. Well,
no, but I'm looking at the
Washington's just
I'm looking
as
at
good
the
as they were
conference.
last year.
Like, I know what you're saying for the division, but I'm looking at the conference and I'm like, how, are they beating Washington? No.
We beat them 6-3 the other night.
On any given night, sure. Like, anybody can win a game, but can they beat them in 7-game series? Are you kidding me? Washington's a big, bruising, lethal team. Like, they got guys that the Leafs don't know how to deal with, like Tom Wilson, like Carlson. Like, these guys are just like behemoths.
All Dubas has to do is get one more defensive defenseman.
No, Muzzin's
and a
the
backup
guy.
goalie.
Honest to God, I credit Dubas for that trade because Muzzin is like probably like for his cap hit and like what he brings, like he's probably like the best guy you can get.
LA plus 10
value.
led the team in block shots and in hits on a shitty
and they didn't
team.
they didn't really give up like.
Not much.
I don't think much. Like, I don't think a first is...
That first people swallowed.
Like
That's a late pick.
That first is a second.
It's a second round pick, 100%.
Like, I mean, it's not that bad.
Dirtsy's a very good player, but he's unsigned. But you know what? That's what you want to bring to the table is your comment.
Put all my stock in.
You still don't believe that they're the best team in the Eastern Conference. I know what Tampa still is the elite, in my opinion.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I don't think Tampa. I'm still not sold.
Are you scared of Boston or Washington?
Yeah, I think Boston's legit in the playoffs. Like, I'm thinking of playoff hockey. I think Boston.
Well, Boston's built for playoff
Boston's
hockey.
Scary, and then you got Washington is. I mean, they're the defending champs, so obviously they got to be respected. But they look lethal, and Pittsburgh's still in the mix. I think like they're not. They've lost a lot of like pretty integral parts, but they're still there. Like I can't see them out of it. Like it's just they're too good. They got too much star power.
Nathan Inch bringing his comment for the Leafs. We're going to be talking more Leafs on tomorrow's show from Northern Superior Brewing Company with myself, Dane Henshaw, and Justin Heichel. We got time for one more topic, fellas. We've been talking. You have a comment with that or a topic?
No, I got a topic.
You got okay. Andrew's got a topic. No, I actually. Well, producer Ghost was going to give me one. Producer Ghost is going to give me a topic, but you know what? Screw that. I'm giving you the topic, Jamie. Go.
Well, I mean, a lot of it's come up just with being a media day around the Super Bowl is the amount of media obligations that players and coaches and everything have. And I think we've seen it in the past, like Marshawn Lynch saying, "I'm just here so I won't get fined," and then you've had players be outspoken, you get fined like crazy. Do you guys think there's a better way, like limiting media availability, really restricting it, whether or not it's a little bit looser on what you get fined for? And I mean, the big thing, who knows if it's actually true, but you guys might have seen like Sean Payton with supposedly having the clown Goodell shirt underneath his button up at the podium. You can only see a little bit of the top, but it's not confirmed. But Matt Patricia walking off the plane heading to the Super Bowl after Brady got suspended for Deflategate and all that stuff. But do you guys think there's a better way, or do you think the way that media relations works in professional sports is broken?
Wow. Okay. It's better than producer Gold's topic. Pretty good job. I'm going to go to Preems first.
What were we going to talk about? Was it women's soccer? What?
No, I was going to talk about the women's soccer, or Sebastian Javenko and Toronto FC, but no, just kidding. I'm going to go to you, though, first, Preems. Getting back from vacation. You're fresh. Go.
Wow, this may be longer than our normal round table. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's a good question, but I don't think there's too much responsibility for media, because at the end of the day, the coverage and the media and the advertising and the accessibility for the fans is what pays the bills.
You're right.
That's what pays the bills. I mean, I show up here on Wednesdays to help promote our football program at SaberCats.
It helps pay the bills, eh?
And no, it doesn't pay the bills, but it gets exposure for our program, right? So, I mean, understanding that this is what makes the whole thing tick and work is the media and the advertising and the accessibility for the fans. And I think it's great now. Like a lot of these pro athletes on Instagram, they're on Twitter, and they're communicating with fans back and forth, and fans feel like they have access to them, and it's more likely for them to follow these people and attend games and have that connection, and it's what sells. And these guys, they have the best jobs in the world. I mean, we do it for free. We volunteer our time. These guys get paid millions and millions and millions of dollars. I mean, there should be no complaint for you wake up and you play a game for a living, like
you love,
and like I don't know, I can't see any complaints there or why anyone would complain. I get. I mean, they want to focus, but I mean, how long do we practice a day? We practice for 2 hours a day, and then we do film for an hour, and then what are you gonna do with the rest of your time? You know what I mean? There's lots of time accessible for the media. I don't think there's too much asked of them. I mean, in terms of like the TMZ type media where you're following people around, I mean, I think that's inappropriate, but just having press conferences and interviews in the locker room and all that, I mean, I think and players have realized that they can create a brand for themselves and help make more money for themselves by being accessible on social media and Instagram and Twitter and all that. So, I think they're making money off this. Everyone's making money off it. I think it's good for the fans to see that the other side of these players. So I don't have an issue with it all.
Going to our special guest, Nathan Inch, for the next answer. You can keep it short and brief or elaborate. I know you shook your head to a couple things that Matt was saying. And I know when you had the question asked from Jamie, I'm sure your mind was just cycling. So, Nathan Inch, what do you say, sir, about Antonello's topic?
No, it's. I think Matt summed it up pretty good. It's you want the fans to have that interaction with the players. That's good for all sports. The connection's what drives the passion, right? Matt said it all exactly the way it needs to be said. The TMZ stuff, I get it. Like that's
crosses the line.
It's excessive, right? Like you don't want to you want these guys to still be able to live their lives. Like you don't want people following them around, taking pictures of them
naked.
Yeah, whatever.
And selling it, buying product from people that are just buying things off the internet.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a level of what's acceptable and what isn't. Do I know the lines? Probably not. But I like media days and all that stuff. Like it's great.
It's needed for the
I love those stuff.
What are we doing? Talking about the Super Bowl show.
Like when they do those things, like it's like the what's it called, like 365 or the 24/7 or whatever it is. Like I can't remember the.
It's a documentary.
I love that when you're like you're in behind the scenes and you get to see like the coaches like ripping the player's head off, like like back check and then like a bunch of like bleeped out words, and it's like pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, like I didn't know Bruce Boudreau was so badass. Like it's like that's awesome. Like I love that stuff.
Or even Sean Payton would say that. That's definitely the clown shirt underneath the shirt.
But I'm sure like if they put a camera in Sean Payton's locker room or whatever they call it in football, it's like he's not gonna want that. Like he's gonna be like, hey, get that camera out of here so I can perform, right?
Yeah.
In front of my guys. But
It's different. Media, I think, and Jamie, I'm going to go to me next, and then I'm going to go to you to conclude with your own topic. We obviously working in media, all right? If we had the opportunity to go to a media day, we'd do it. Because of the show, yes, but also because we want to provide the listeners that follow us and also the listeners in general to have that, as Nathan said perfectly, I think, interaction. I the other day was listening to the media call for Kyle Dubas and Jake Muzzin's trade. Knowing Jake Muzzin from when he played here and his buddies working out with him, I just feel that interaction with him, that I was sitting there with him talking to him. You know, you have that Todd Gurley having the glasses on. He's giving entertainment to the fans and everything for the sport. He's promoting the event. So Todd Gurley seems loosey-goosey. Seems like he's ready to go. You know, you have Sean Payton, as you said, with the clown shirt underneath him. That is definitely a thing. I saw that. I'm going to confirm that. It was on the TV as you were saying that behind us. Okay, so... And as that was going on, it showed that Sebastian Javenko got sold to a Saudi Arabian team, as I made a joke that we're going to talk about him, and he actually got traded. So, you know, just the media thing, Jamie, is I don't think it's excessive, and I really don't think the only thing that is excessive is TMZ. And just the fines, though, when players say, I don't want to go, I think that's bullshit. I feel
TMZ. I feel like you characterized it wrong there.
Sure, no. There's some media. There's some media companies that they do that kind of stuff that they do. But I think like the media with Sportsnet, with ESPN, they're doing their job. They're giving the entertainment factor of why they're a media company. And somebody that wants,
networks are respectful.
You know what? And Marshawn Lynch may not like talking in front of the camera. I get it. Or talking on microphone. I get it. It's a different form of somebody. Some people are more social than others, and the way it is, I get it. But when you're getting paid, like Primo said, so I'm taking from from the both of you, Preems and Inch, that when you're getting paid millions of dollars, or I don't even care if you're getting paid a minimum of what's the minimum in the NFL? In the NHL, it's $725,000. It is millions, right? It's more than the NHL. So you're making minimum to do something that you love. And you just do what you can. You want your jersey to sell. You want to promote your team. You want to promote the event so people will watch it. You got to go to that media day. It's not out of line. The fines, I don't think are out of line either. I think if a player says fuck the media, or if a media says I have no comment, give them a fine. Donate to charity. Don't keep it for the NFL. Donate to charity. Make it a cause. Make it something. Sure, but just talk and leave. Or just I would like the optional choice to do the media day. Maybe some players should be optional to the right amount. There's some ways that you can kind of correct it, but at the end of the day, media day has to happen. The Super Bowl, media has to be a part of the way of sports entertainment. It provides that interaction, like Nathan said. And at the end of the day, people that love doing what they're doing should shut the fuck up and avoid and do their contract, because a part of their contract is to promote entertainment. Jamie, over to you to conclude.
And yeah, that will be.
All right, well, I was kind of hoping somebody would have a hot take, because I don't. I pretty much agree with you guys. I just wanted to see if somebody was going to go crazy. No, I mean, a couple things. I mean, bottom line, it's your job. That's part of your obligation as an athlete. I mean, you're getting paid millions of dollars to do that, and the media availability is part of it. Obviously, you cross the line and stuff, and there's times, obviously, you lose a heartbreaking game. You don't want to do anything after. So, worst case, I think at that point, that's where we see some guys just leave it be, or they'll be angry, they won't answer questions, they'll ignore it. But bottom line, the guys that are true pros and the guys that like you want all the kids to look up to are the ones that no matter what's win or lose, they go to their availability, they're well-spoken, they talk well about the game, they're ambassadors for the game. That's the stuff you want. And then being like the dawn of social media really in the last 10 years, that's huge, is having a presence online, and because that's the easiest way for fans to reach out and fans to interact with you. So I think I don't think there's much you can change. I think Super Bowl media availability is a lot. It's increased over the last couple of years. I mean, in the past it used to just be there was one media day, you did all your interviews that day, and then like you'd have your head coach and maybe the quarterback, maybe one guy on defense after practice once that week. Now it's Monday. Monday's the big day. Tuesday there's a full day. Wednesday's a full day, and it's just a lot to deal with. But I mean, you're playing in the final game of the season. You're playing for the Super Bowl, playing for a championship. So it's something you just got to suck it up. But I'm good. Yeah, I mean, it's something you got to deal with. It's part of the game.
Yeah, and it's needed. Like I said, and with media, that's how we also have jobs here. Just saying. Fellas, we kind of went a little bit overtime there, which is fine. A little bit, not much. We're actually on a good pace, as producer Ghost will say. But I'll tell you right now, it was great. The show was always great to see Nathan Inch come on by, Matt Premo, and Jamie. I guess Intercontinental Inch wants to throw me through a table. Not gonna happen. It'd be the other way around. It'd be the other way around. He can't even pick up a pool stick. He's getting too old. He's getting way too old. But fellas, I'm gonna wrap up the show here. We've been here live at Sportscenter Bar and Grill. Dave McCaig alongside Matt Premo, Jamie Antonello, and Nathan Inch. Join us as a special guest on the round table as Nathan and I chirp to conclude the show. That's awesome stuff. I'm going to go around and say, Jamie, I want to say thank you for coming on by, and we will see you this Sunday at the Super Bowl party here. And also, next week we'll have our Super Bowl reaction.
Yeah, man. Hoping for a good Super Bowl, and we'll have something to talk about. Last in the pocket next week.
Last in the pocket for a couple weeks off at least. Well-deserved week off for the career Preems. Hopefully we can see you next week for a Super Bowl reaction. I know you won't be with us for the party. Potentially not. I know you got your other annual thing going on. But I want to say thanks for coming on by and returning to us from vacation.
Yeah, who knows if you guys are here early enough, maybe I'll stop in on my way west end of town. But yeah, looking forward to being back next week to recap hopefully a great Super Bowl game, and then maybe a couple weeks off and start talking SaberCats and summer football. So, and a little CFL will be around the corner, and draft time as well. So
lots of stuff. In the Pocket takes a few weeks off, but In the Pocket never rests. Now, last but not least, our special guest tonight, as he came on as Nathan Intercontinental Inch, and also as he came on as himself, Nathan Inch. Thank you for taking the time to come on by, bud, and join us for the wrestling segment and for the roundtable. And we'll see you again sometime soon.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the listeners, and we'll see you soon.
Definitely was great finally having the one only Nathan Intercontinental Inch join us. Wow. A little tongue twister going on there to conclude tonight's show. Now, I want to give the listeners a little heads up that myself, Dane, and Justin will be at Northern Superior Brewing Company tomorrow at 7:15. We'll be there from 7:15 to about 8:15. They also have a special event going on at Northern Superior Brewing Company, so they will be kind of booked up there as well. So just make sure you maybe pop on by, and if you ever need to get a beverage, don't hesitate to go down to Northern Superior Brewing Company, or even come down to Sportscenter Bar and Grill, where you can enjoy some Molson products and some delicious food as well. Later on this week, we will not have a show this Sunday at Icebreakers. It's been confirmed today that show is going to be moved till Tuesday next week. It'll be myself there for sure. Unsure about the panel members as of yet, but we're going to be doing the same agenda as this week. Tuesday at Icebreakers, Wednesday here at SportsCenter, Thursday at Northern Superior. As we do take 2 weeks off from the Wicked Sister, we return in around mid-February for the Wicked Sister. Now, I want to remind the listeners, if you're on the Facebook page, don't hesitate to hit like for our like giveaway contest for a chance to win a prize courtesy of the Game Sports Show, and the prize will be drawn at the Super Bowl via Facebook Live on Sunday at the Super Bowl party here, hosted by SportsCenter Bar and Grill. I want to thank Scott Nason, our board operator tonight, and again to Jamie, Matt, and Nathan, and to you, the listeners, for taking the time to listen to us tonight and until tomorrow night from Northern Superior Brewing Company. I'm here to remind the listeners to keep your stick on the ice, swing your bat, catch your touchdown, drain your threes, and shoot your shots. Booyah.